Señores, estamos con Tamás Kátai de Thy Catafalque, que tiene una gira confirmada por fin por Latinoamérica para octubre. Así que se viene, señores. Tamás, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you for having me. Everything's fine so far.
That's super cool. Well, Tamás, the first question is about, well, you have been with this Thy Catafalque. I don't know if I'm pronounce it well because it's a well Thy Catafalque then.
Yeah, it's
20
correct. Yeah.
thank you. 25 years so far, but only four is a live band. Uh, why is that? What was the main reason to finally agree to play live with the band?
Well, it has not started as a live band at all because it was only the two of us in the beginning. And we just wanted to make some music and record it. Just record songs and albums. And that was all our ambition because there was no drummer well, we are coming from a very small town. And we just didn't have any people around who were interested in that kind of music and were able to play it. I'm talking about drummers especially because we wanted to be very fast and as crazy as possible in the beginning. So there was nobody. So I had to program the drums, and it was like only the two of us. There was no bass player. It was only the Janos was playing the guitar. I was doing the keyboards and the vocals, and that's it. So it was like there was no point in going on stage, and also neither of us were really interested in playing live because it was not our goal at all. We just wanted to compose music. That was our main goal. So there was two of us for I don't know 11 years or something. I think 12, and we got to different countries. I was living in Scotland for 10 years. Janos was living in Norway and then in the Netherlands and then going back to Hungary. I didn't don't even know where he had been. So it was just impossible for us to organize even coming together after a while. And then I was in Scotland. I knew nobody at all. I was keeping just composing and recording music, and it was satisfactory for me. Absolutely, I didn't want to play live because I wasn't interested in that. But when I got back to Hungary in 2018, other people were very interested in playing these songs live, even without me, and they asked for a permission from me if it would be possible to play the songs for a festival. And I said, fine, let's do whatever you want to. I don't mind. It's for me. It's it's something that is a very big honor. Other people playing my songs. But then it turned out that eventually, I had to go on stage playing three songs on bass guitar. And after that, I realized that it was not a bad thing. So I sort of enjoyed going on stage. So then we decided to go with a full live band and look how it would go and would it be possible to make it like a real band. And it was possible actually, and it was 3 years ago. And since then we have had a good number of shows, and I'm still enjoying it. So it was a surprise for me that it turned out this way.
While you're enjoying it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're forced to do something that's not the right thing to do the things.
No,
Yeah,
no, I was at force, and actually, I didn't want to participate in the whole festival thing, but uh, accidentally I got into it, and then it was nice. So I have to admit it was a nice experience. I gave in.
yeah, well, and you will have released an album like 2 months ago, this Leonardo Almog Sutanionek.
Mm,
And
right.
I was trying to do my homework. And
Mhm.
well, it's a really cool album. Well, what are your thoughts about it after 2 months of its release?
Well, it was my 12th. It's the 12th album, I think it's a I like it, and I'm happy that I finally made it. And I think it's a big step up in at least in regards of production, because the production is different to the previous ones, and I think it's more professional because it was not me doing the mixing and mastering, but someone else who actually knows what he was doing, and you can hear the difference. And I really enjoy the sound of the whole album, and it is it's my current album. I'm already working on the next one, so it's it's just an album.
How was the writing process of this album?
Just as usual, whenever I have some time, I sit down and experiment.
Wow.
And after a couple of months or a year, an album is done. So I think it's very mundane. I mean, you just have to sit down and work on it. I have to work on it, and I have to really put a lot of energy and time into it. But I enjoy composing music. That's what I enjoy the most, and that's why I'm in this whole thing, because I like creating music and creating stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty much enjoying myself doing this, and I'm still excited about making music.
And you have been participating in a lot of bands on projects and everything. Uh, in only this album, what was the main point when you start composing it, apart from experimenting, like you said before? Uh,
Mhm.
was there an inspiration uh, behind this album?
No? Well, the previous one, Allfield, that was a bit more direct, more dark, and decidedly more heavy,
Hmm.
because I wanted to make a really simple HTML album with the previous one. And with this one, I was again into the experimental state. So I wanted to use a lot of instruments, I mean real instruments, to make it sound more natural and more organic. So this is why there are loads of instruments on the album. But I didn't want to overcrowd it with instruments. But whenever I was using keyboards, I tried to do with real instruments. So not using keyboards, but real violins and real flute and real whatever cello and whatever I was thinking of. So I was trying to make it more organic.
Hmm.
And I think that was my only, you know, goal. And that the that was the only project. Other than that, I was just about to write songs, and that was it.
No, the only thing that it's a more organic thing, and yeah, and
Mhm.
you can feel that, and that's a thing that you can feel when you're hearing it. So it's
Good.
it's beautiful. Yeah. Well, and talking about this Latin American tour that it's well
Mhm.
in 9 more months. It's a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time for it. But how do you feel about it? Because well, it's a long time.
Yeah. Well, we have been talking about this for a year or 2 years now. I mean, there were other promoters coming to us asking this, go to Brazil and go to South America, stuff like that. But it's not easy for us because, we are 8 people in the band. Our our traveling party is 12 people, and that's a lot of people to travel through the whole world
Hmm.
with accommodation and catering and the flights
Yeah.
fees, of course, the costs are very high. So I was always like, I thought that it would never happen because of the costs. But for some reason, it did happen. It is going to happen probably, and it looks like it's going to happen. And it's very exciting for us because we never played outside of Europe, and it's a huge, massive step up for us and for everyone in the band because none of us had been, I mean, in America before at all. And we will see. We have 4 dates altogether so far, but probably there will be more. It's under organization.
Hmm.
I just hope we will have some 2 or 3 more dates, and that would be a full round. And it doesn't depend on us at all. We would like to play anywhere. So we would go wherever it's possible. But it's not completely on us.
Yeah. Well, and you're playing on different kinds of stages because you're playing on a festival, and
Yeah,
then you're playing at, for example, here in Chile, you're playing in Sala Metronomo. Sala Metronomo is for maybe 600 people, and it's a really nice place to these kind of
okay,
concerts because it sounds incredible, man. It's
that's cool.
Yeah, they
It's good to
fixed
know.
it,
We,
and
we
now
know nothing about this whole thing, nothing
yeah,
at
I don't
all.
know.
So it's completely new for us, and it's going to be like a big surprise every stage, and we don't know what will happen. I'm very
Wow.
curious myself.
Wow. And well, you guys are eight in the band, 12,
Mhm,
like the crew, the complete crew.
mhm.
Well, I was with Wardruna like some months
Okay.
ago, and they were like maybe six or seven guys, and they were really like getting along really well. How is the relationship between the band members, and on your case?
I think we have a very, very good relationship with the lineup. Has not changed since the beginning, so we've been together since day one, and I think well, you cannot do it really without being in a good relationship with each other within the band, because at least for me, the other thing I didn't want to get into the playing live thing, because previously I did have a former band
Mm,
uh, with my old friends of mine, my childhood friends. It was Gir. That was a different band. We were together for like 12 years between 1995 and 2007.
mm,
And I was playing with my old childhood friends. And after that, I thought it would never happen again. And it would not be the same with a different lineup. And I was very hesitant about that. But it turned out that with Thy Catafalque, we managed to get together the right people, and everyone is, I think, it's a nice team coming together. Not only the band members, but also the crew. And now we are friends, and it's a good thing. And I think it can work for me. It can work only this way, because if it's not fun, it doesn't worth the work, and I wanted to have fun, and I'm here for feeling ourselves really well, and that's the main point. Because otherwise, I don't see the point of just going and playing while you are not in your right mind or in a bad mood. It would be sort of suffering.
mhm. Yeah. Well, uh, apart from the album release this last year, uh,
Mhm.
how were the shows going this last year?
Very well, very well. We did have, I think last year we had 17 shows all over Europe. And we did have nice gigs at home as well, sold out gigs. And a lot of people were coming to us, seeing us in Hungary. And we did have a European tour in March. So it was a nice year. And I I enjoyed it very much. I had a good time. I really cannot say much more about this because it was just good.
Okay. And have you heard about something about these Latin American crowds?
Yeah, everyone knows that in Latin America people are just more crazy about metal. I think it's like it's like everyone is talking about this, and all the bands talk about this. So that's all I know. I know some bands, of course, from Latin America, the big ones, and from Chile. I know Serbs, for example,
Hmm.
and I nearly saw them because they were supporting us, right,
Oh.
in their tour, European tour. I
Hmm.
was there at the Budapest gig, but when I arrived at the gig, it was already us, right? No, it was for the other band, the Japanese band was playing, and whatever, but Serbs was already done. So
Oh.
I missed it, unfortunately. But I would really want to see them because I like the last album very much.
Great.
So I know Serbs, but not many South American bands otherwise. And of course, the Brazilian ones, Exclusiva and Sepultura. and
Hmm.
those are the big ones. But otherwise, I am not too much educated in Latin American metal.
Yeah, Latin America, it's well, it's a really huge metal fan. Like
Hmm.
everyone here, it's well loves metal. It's only you can see like the Iron Maiden tour last year.
All right.
It was like
Okay.
man, it was like 10 dates and everyone was sold out. So wow, and well,
That's
if you
cool.
can tell that not only like in heavy metal and huge bands like Maiden, but Wardruna they sold out
Hmm.
5,000 theater here in Chile,
Oh,
and and lots of bands. And well, maybe last year there were like maybe I don't know 150 metal shows, and it was like every one of them was really good and with a good quality and good crowds and good people. And then they're always selling tickets here in Latin America. You can go to, I don't know, Ecuador or Colombia, Bolivia, and you can always see a metal head on the street. So that's the thing that maybe you can see that in Mexico, but there's still a lot of metal fans there. But here in South America, it's crazy.
I think Mexico is really strong as well,
Hmm.
but it's not like here in Europe because it used to be a bit like that like 20 years ago, but now you don't really see people looking like metal people on the street anymore.
Mm.
But I cannot complain because I myself I'm not looking like a metal person either. So I should shut the fuck up.
Nah, it is what it is. Yeah, but I remember one time I was in California and I was with like a metal T-shirt, and there was one guy like with a really like a tie and everything. It was like, "Hey, dude, cool shirt." And he's like, "Okay, thank you." But
Right?
yeah, I was the only metalhead there, and I was like, "Come on." It's weird. I'm really not used to it because if I'm here like on the street, on a bus, on the subway, I'm always seeing metalheads.
Okay.
If I don't see one, I'm the one.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's pretty like awkward, but yeah, it is what it is. Well, for you, Damas, what's the best part of making music?
Well, it's making music itself, like creating music. I enjoy composing the most and recording. Not recording, composing, but recording is also a create the part of the creation and just you don't know what's happening at the end of the song. And I think that's what I enjoy the most. I definitely enjoy it more than playing live because I really have to admit I'm not a real musician. I mean, I'm not a performing musician. I have never been. So I was just put into this situation to play the bass, and I have to really struggle really hard and fight really hard to be able to play all these songs. And the rest of my band, they are professional musicians. They are much better than myself. So I have to stand up for myself. I mean, on stage. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that, but I try my best. So, but I just want to say that composing is my main motivation uh, in music. I
Wow.
wish I would be a better musician, but I'm not, and I just now I accepted it.
Yeah, it's not like the most important thing to be like the best one. It's like you need to do it from the heart, and I think
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Okay, still I'm still enjoying being on
Oh,
stage. As I told you that it caught me by surprise that it was so good, and it's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. So the whole thing and the whole package, traveling and seeing new countries and seeing new people, that's very exciting. And for me, that's an adventure, the whole package in itself.
great. Tomas, what can Latin American fans expect from this tour?
But I, I hope a bit more shows, not four, but six or seven at least. I would love to. And well, we just go and probably I'm not sure how the whole thing will happen. I mean, we will play one day in Santiago, the next day is Buenos Aires, and I think it's traveling will take a lot of time, and
Uh, no,
I
it's
have
only
no
two
idea.
hours. It's only 2 hours between
Is
the
it only 2 hours?
yeah.
Really?
Santiago to Buenos
Okay.
Aires. It's only 2 hour flight. That's it.
Okay, okay. It looks more scary on the map.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked at the map. I was scared shitless. I said, okay, go fucking hell. It's gonna be like half a day to get to from one place to another, and we
No,
won't
no,
we
no.
won't have it. But that's better. Okay. Well, we will try our best, of course. It's just going there and playing live. That's we will do what we could do. I think that's I don't know how to describe it. We just play music. So I hope it will be fine and hope the sound will be all right. Usually it is. And then we have the songs. So the songs are there. So it should be fine.
Right. And are you bringing your camera here to look for some good sightings?
I don't know. We will have to organize this. We will have to think about that. If you want to take a camera, I think we should. But of course we should. Yeah, of course. I didn't think about that yet. We have time to organize it, but yeah, we have to think about, just traveling with too much stuff is a bit of burden. We have to take our instruments and we have to take care of somehow the merchandising if we have
Hmm.
any, whatever. So it's a lot of stuff. And I have not thought about the cameras, but of course some small camera should be useful and should be sort of mandatory to take with ourselves because that's a one in a lifetime opportunity probably to go there.
Is there a goal that you want to achieve this year with the band?
A goal?
Hmm.
Well, just to survive. I think that's enough. I don't have any real plans. I mean, I'm not the planning type. I don't want to plan very much forward because I would like to have surprises and to have, to get up in the morning and read an email. With exciting news. So I think it's that's what I like. I don't want to plan ahead a lot of things because it's more exciting to get new things every day.
Yeah. Well, Tomás, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Well, and well, time flew. I didn't know that it was almost half an hour. I'm without my glasses because of the reflex. But yeah, well, thank you so much for this. I'm really, really looking forward to your show here in Chile and maybe, who knows, in another parts of the continent as well.
Yeah.
So, well, if you need to say something to your Latin American fans, now is your time.
Well, I'm really looking forward to see you and to get there and to have a nice time in Latin America. It's gonna be a very cool adventure. And well, we hope for the best, and I hope we will meet in 10 months.
Yeah.